Endurance sports have changed my life, but not in the way you would think. The longest race I have done in my lifetime is a half marathon, which, while that may be impressive in some circles, in my family it is a prerequisite to being a part of the family. Then how have endurance sports changed my life? My dad, who is now 48 years old, has been doing endurance sports since I was 10. He has done 9 Ironmans, the Race Across America, and countless marathons since then. Now, I understand that you may not know what any of these things mean, so here's a quick guide to endurance sports. An Ironman is a triathlon with a 2-mile swim, a 140-mile bike, and a 26.2-mile run, all in order, without stopping. Yes, it's crazy. The Race Across America is a bike race that starts in Oceanside, California, and ends in Annapolis, Maryland. It is 3,000 miles nonstop, with 2 riders and a crew of 10 people keeping them alive and running. My dad and his partner finished the race in 7 days and 14 hours without stopping. A marathon is 26.2 miles, a huge accomplishment for most people, but for my dad, it is the shortest he does on a regular basis. I could talk all day about my dad's accomplishments and the amazing things he has done, but this is about how endurance races have changed my life, not his. I have, in my own way, been a part of all of these races. For starters, I have to talk about the Race Across America. I was a part of his crew that traveled across the country with him. I drove directly behind him for 12 hours at a time, making sure he had enough food and water, making sure traffic didn't run him over, and giving him the encouragement he needed even at his hardest moments when he wanted to give up. I, along with 9 other people, went sleep-deprived, lived off of McDonald's, and did everything I could to help my dad finish the insane race. While it is nothing compared to the struggle and triumph he went through, it became a great trial for me. It showed me how to work with other people when in extremely stressful situations. It gave me the confidence to go after anything I want to do, and it allowed me to know that nothing is out of reach. A powerful moment for me was when my dad was doing Ironman St. George. He had done a great swim, a flawless bike, and was now on the run. As it became later and later, we started to wonder where he was. He usually finishes within 10 hours, and as it got longer past the 10-hour mark, we started to get worried. Finally, an hour or so later, we got a phone call from a random number. My dad had quit running and had decided that he wanted to give up. Unsure what to do, we, as in my mom, sister, brother, and me, decided that we would go find him. Once we found him, we saw the extreme disappointment he had with the race and that he didn't want to keep going. But we knew he could finish. He had come this far, he only had 8 miles to go. So I took his hand and told him we were going to walk the rest of the way with him. This moment was so powerful for me because it showed me the importance of encouragement and how just walking with someone can get them to the finish. We walked 6 miles with him that night, and then he decided he could run again. He ended up finishing the last 2 miles at a 5-minute per mile pace, which is an extremely fast speed to finish an Ironman at. He had it in him, he just needed that extra push. Although there are 100 more stories of how endurance sports have played a key role in my life, I will end with this. My dad is my hero. He has shown me time and time again that life is what you make of it. All it takes is pushing yourself to the limit. Endurance sports take the human condition and optimize it, pushing people to a breaking point and showing them who they are made of. I can only hope in the future that I can push myself to my limit and follow in the footsteps of my dad.